is a conversation with the Njoroges. Of course, you know me, Musa Walaikipia, and I have my wife with me, Mama Kaden. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Wasalimie.
Asante sana, Baba Kaden, for having me here again for this conversation. And indeed, signs of violence are things that we actually ignore. And there's a word that is often used, red flags. So these are some of the things we want to talk about now.
It is yet another Thursday. A conversation with the Njoroges is live. Welcome, and thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for liking, and thank you for commenting, and thank you even for sharing the video. We have been talking about courtship. Our young people need to be prepared. Before they say, I do, there are so many things that they need to do. And we have taken an action as a couple to make sure that we help our young people with some of these basic things, basic conversations that they should have. And today, we dive into yet another very important thing, signs of violence in your partner. We have seen people killing each other. Even the first year of marriage, even the second year of marriage. My wife will be telling you, the thought of killing your partner did not start the day you killed the partner. It started a long way time ago, probably even when you're dating, probably because of the issues of jealousy, probably because of the issues of mental health. And therefore, this is an area, the young people, you cannot ignore, the signs of violence, so that we can reduce, if not, finish completely the issues that we are seeing of people, couples killing each other. A man wakes up and kills the wife and kills the children. A wife wakes up and kills the children and kills the husband and kills herself. These issues have been so many. Now, today I don't want to talk a lot. Today I want to give you the floor. And I will interrupt you where possible. Question number one that we need to ask our young people, and you help us answer. Do you think it is important for you as a person, either you are a lady or a man, to look at these signs of violence? Because I've heard of cases people say, I love him so much, I love her so much, I cannot leave her. Toxicity is going to end with time. Do you think these are things that young people should not ignore?
Yes, you should not ignore those signs. And at times, abuse comes in different forms. Abuse is just not physical. Abuse can be emotional, and it's part of violence. It can be physical, sexual, emotional, and all that. So if these are some of the signs you should not ignore. And number one that we can look at is, does this person often say humiliating or hurtful things to you? And anytime they say them
privately and publicly.
Yes. And most of the time, they'll always guilt trip you. They'll make you feel guilty for what even they said. So those are two signs that you should actually not ignore. Those are signs of violence. So
we are not saying now these people are not married.
No, they are not married yet.
So what are those? How humiliating? How humiliating? You see, there are people who are jokers. How do we differentiate? This is a joke. This is serious.
Yes. Jokes and a person who loves and appreciates you.
Yes.
Even in their jokes, they are going to be sensitive. There are people who will always make it as a joke, but they're actually hurting you. But they want to make it more sarcastic and make you feel like ilikuwa tu joke. But even in those jokes, if their jokes are normally common and it's like it's a pattern, that is a sign that
you see why I'm laughing? It's because I want to ask you about the next one. I read that one of the signs is that someone that is not insensitive to animals and children.
Yes.
Is that one?
Yes.
You see, I might not say we are not white, and in the village that I was brought up, it was not an issue to hit a cat. Ukikutana na paka, pa unagonga unaiweka huko kwa miti umbwa na hata haijakuuliza kitu unachukua mawe unaigonga. Do you think?
Okay, from a psychological perspective,
yes.
Actually being insensitive to animals is actually a sign of a personality disorder. People who are not...
We need to get this to see the... Everybody from our village needs to go to the hospital.
and okay, I don't want to scare people,
yes.
but one of the signs, that is a sign of an antisocial personality disorder. This is a person who can hurt the animal, tie that cat, just like, let me just use that example.
Unyonge,
uifungie mahali, uizike, and you act like it's okay.
Yes.
That is not something that you should ignore.
Yes.
Because this is also a living creature.
Let me ask the opposite of that.
Yes.
May God rest her soul in peace. I remember one of my cousins, she really loved dogs and cats. One of her dogs died. And she really cried, and she dug a hole, and she did, a ceremonial, like she put in a box and she go and buried and prayed. So do you think the people who take care of animals might be keepers? I'm asking on behalf of the single guys.
For that particular example is also part of attachment. We can have the animals, by the way I will be attached to my pet is different from you. So whenever it dies or if it leaves this world, my loss and grief and the way that I will try and resolve this grief within me will be different. So we may not categorically say that they are keepers.
Yes.
There is no research that I have seen that means that. But loss and grief happens and is very unique to anyone.
What are other signs of violence in partners that young people that are getting into courtship or in courtship should be aware of, apart from those?
Another one is also a person who drinks alcohol regularly.
Yes. Let's say uncontrollably.
Yes.
And an alcoholic for that matter.
Yes. Or now someone who imekuwa sasa a regular basis. So that one can be discussed over and over, but if you see your partner is always running maybe to the substances to calm his nerves down or her nerves down, that's something that you should.
I know I don't subscribe to this.
Yes.
What about if both of you are drinking and you are drinkers? Yes. Do you think you fit each other?
So for that, now those are the conversations you were talking about. You need to ask. So now that we are settling down, are we still going to continue with our party life? And if at some point it changes, or you start telling me that now you need to be staying home with the kids. Yet tukipatana, we used to do these things together.
Unajua ninafikiria, what about if they are secret drinkers? They drink one for the road, but when they come to the public, they behave like they don't drink.
With time, it's going to catch up with you. And there is an aspect of we call tolerance. Tolerance is now when your body will start getting to a point that it cannot be satisfied with that one that you are drinking in the secret place.
Yes.
So with time, your body will start just showing some of these things.
There's this one I'm thinking of on the signs. He or she, when you disagree, they grab you and they shake you, but they don't hurt you. Do you think that one is a sign of this person might hurt you in the future?
Absolutely. Yes. Umekosana, amekushika, amekaa kama anakugonga ama anakutingiza, alafu anakuambia no, it just
I love you.
Or my mood just
na si amekulove. Sasa so that one is a sign of violence.
That's a sign of violence. And also I've touched on also mood fluctuations. You find that their mood fluctuates, and at times it could actually be a mood disorder that needs to be addressed, but they have not actually addressed it.
But on the issues of mood, you are two separate. You see, getting married does not make you brother and sister.
True.
Getting married to me did not make you not to be a person. What about your me time? You know, when you talk about mood, you see we are all human, and sometimes you want to be alone. Is that something that should be discussed in a relationship, that sometimes I don't want to talk, I just want to be me. I just want to keep quiet, sleep, and wake up tomorrow. Do you think that one is also something that our young people should also be aware of? Because again, when you talk about mood swings, and we'll get there, actually in our next episode we'll see the man's needs and the woman's needs.
Yes.
And then we'll get into the mood. Most of the times men don't have mood. Most of the times the ladies have mood because of the biological creation. So what would you advise on that one?
One, it's part of self-awareness. important for you to communicate and tell your spouse that this is how I behave. Nikiamka hivi ndio huwa ninasikia. Then also your partner needs to tell you, for me, I am energetic and I like being talked to. So you'll also see how can you complement that. And even the days you're not feeling like you want to talk, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
But you can also need to know that she likes being heard, or her mood is also exciting. So you need to also.
What is the extreme mood? Where do we draw the line on the marked? I will call it the murky mood. Where do we draw the line? That this one is too much. This one is a sign of violence.
For that now, it can be either now as a person you feel there are days you just feel too elated and you're not able maybe even to communicate how you feel, or there are days you're even too low and you're feeling like I will do something wrong.
And I think, but I think it will be solved by the personality test. When you test personality, you'll be able to know, is this guy an extreme? Is this lady? And I don't want to mention their names. Yesterday I talked to friends of mine, and actually we were discussing couples, and the guy said that niliachia huyu kuongea kwa sababu the guy is a very quiet person, but the lady is talkative. So actually in the meeting, and we were discussing about their upcoming wedding, and the lady took the center stage. So I think when we talk about personality, it's very important for people to know their personality, so that you don't judge a person by their character. Any other signs of violence? The
last two signs is a person who keeps blaming other people for their mistakes. These are people who will never own up that they did wrong.
Huyu ni baba yangu, sijui mabeshe zangu walifanya, kama hawangenialika kwa party mimi singeingia kwa hiyo mess. So
they're always blaming other people. And also the last one is a person who has a history of being violent even in the past. Those are things that you need to also dig deeper. Like,
so
have a conversation about
how do you know
that.
They have been involved in violence in the past?
It could be maybe stories you've heard. It could be actually, they may even tell you that when I was in primary school or when I was in high school or in campus, I actually hit someone and broke their teeth. You need to just don't leave it at that part. Like, talk about it, let them know. Maybe whenever you get angry, this is how I behave.
Now, because I don't want to go personal, because I know I have examples of friends who have been there in high school. They have done a lot of mess, more so the girls. And this is a question. This person has signs of violence.
Yes.
And you still love them. Do you think you can, if they go for counseling and get counseled professionally, there is hope that this relationship can go on?
One, if the person is also willing to deal with those things that they had taken him to that
The reason I'm asking is because we are talking to people who are already in relationships, they're in courtship, but someone is listening to this episode and saying, what?
That's me. 5
things, 6 things. This guy, this lady has 5 signs of violence. Do I continue or do I not continue? If the guy or the lady is willing to go for counseling.
Yes, it can continue. But it's also a very personal experience. You need to get off that baggage. And then after all that, you need now to meet and get to know. Have you resolved? Do you feel you're ready? Because at times this is a process. It's a journey. Even counseling is a journey. There are times these signs may crop up again, and is the person willing to be pointed out that, leo nimeona umekasirika. Are you willing to be given feedback about that progress?
But if it doesn't work, flog jump.
Yes.
I will explain that to you. If it does not work, in Kikuyu we say kioraro oga. If you're seeing these signs of violence in your partner, we have been told by my wife, there is a chance. There is hope. If this person is willing to submit to professional counseling, get through the process, and then come back and reevaluate if it is going to work or not. But young people, if still it's not going to work, and this person has 80-90% signs of violence, kioraro oga, jump the vlog and make sure that you don't get into marriage where you will go and kill each other. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode. These are the Njoroges, Mr. and Mrs. Njoroge. Of course, we are married. Yes, it is true. And some of these things that we are telling you, we have learned on the job, over time, but we don't want it to be the case with you. Go to professional counseling. Let our pastors take charge. And those who go to counselors, please, before you get married, young people, these things you must consider them. And of course, before you say you do, you must consider these things. Join us every Thursday here on Facebook and also on YouTube on Musa Walakipia and Tabesu Njoroge for more of these conversations. Thank you so much. Like, share, and comment, and subscribe. See you again soon.